It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It is time for the Greg Cherry Show. Greg Cherry alongside Matty Laws. What is
I
it?
barely made it on time. Just John C.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, we're kicking this off with tech issues right away. Tech issues aplenty on the Greg Cherry Show tonight. No, Jeff is not here tonight. You good?
I'm back. I am good. Are you good?
I think so. I don't know what it is about my technology, and you're going to get a ridiculous angle from me tonight.
Oh, this is actually good angle. Great lighting.
No, cool. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the computers I have. I mean, my laptop's old, so that's one thing. And this all-in-one PC that I got is kind of junk for streaming, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, my issue was my laptop decided to just not load StreamYard. So I got it up and going on my phone, and by the time it went up and going on my phone, it went up on my laptop, and then I tried to put it on the laptop, and technical difficulties. But we are here. We are live. It's been a wild week.
It has been a wild week. WrestleMania just happened. What a show.
March Madness concluded, both men's and women's.
I don't follow basketball.
Baseball's going on. Your Yankees are doing well.
The Pirates are doing well, surprisingly. It's only April, though, so I'm not putting stock in it.
Like I said yesterday on my show, we are literally 11 games in.
Yeah, it's very difficult to judge anything from only about a tenth of the season being played. Not even.
It just popped in. So, what are we going to talk about?
Well, we could talk about a certain individual finishing his story.
Fucking finally. Or is it just the end of the chapter?
I mean, I think he's starting a new book, quite frankly.
Okay, I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
Yeah, he's starting a new book because the Rhodes family finally has the WWE Championship. And I noticed at the end of WrestleMania, I noticed with Triple H announcing him on Raw and Samantha Irvin announcing him on Raw, they just said undisputed WWE champion. They did not say Universal.
I don't want to get behind that thought process because if we get Delusional Roman coming out with the blue strap, I'm going to fucking lose my shit.
I mean, like...
It's got story. It's definitely got legs for him to do that. And, you know, it kind of fits the character that he's built over the last 3 years.
Yeah. I hope that's not the case because then he'll just like lay claim to, hey, I'm still Universal Champion.
My streak is still going.
But the thing is, then you would have 3 world titles on the main roster, and that's just absurd.
Speaking of, we also have the first Puerto Rican World Heavyweight Champion since Pedro fucking Morales 50 years ago.
Yep.
Puerto Rican, I am so happy that moment happened.
Damian Priest cashed in Money in the Bank after Drew McIntyre won the World Heavyweight Championship.
And Drew screwed Drew.
Yes, very much. It's like just leave with the title.
You won the match. Go home.
He won the match. He'd been cashed on in. He'd been cashed in on before. So,
but another thing I do like, and I don't know if like they've transitioned the South of Heaven to just being his main finisher, but him winning with the South of Heaven as opposed to his Reckoning or Broken Arrow, whatever he calls it.
Yeah.
Because Cody was going to use it to hit it 6 fucking times in one match.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you ask Roman, that move sucks. Which was
it sucks to take. Got to be feeling like fucking Kenny Omega in a normal match after that. Vertigo out the ass.
But it's between that and the Razor's Edge, I think he uses too.
Oh, he does use the Edge.
Yep. But yeah, he kind of had to stop doing the Reckoning because Cody was back.
Reckoning, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I think he did use it on Cody.
He did, and there, I think it was a tag match.
Yeah, like one of their tag title matches. I think.
Yeah, it was whenever it was Kodusi and Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm. I really think everybody who won at WrestleMania, I'm good with. It was the most satisfying booked WrestleMania in a long time.
Okay. Night 1 was not the biggest fan of the entire the booking of the whole, night. Just or not necessarily the booking, just the pacing of it. It just didn't feel like a WrestleMania night 1. Night 2, on the other hand, was phenomenal.
Yeah, night 2 was stellar.
I said it might be one of the best single night WrestleManias on a 2-night card. And that's putting it up against night 1 last year.
Yeah, that would be fair. I would think that would be the case.
I also said that you could have taken the 2 main matches from night 1, put them on night 2, and that would have been a perfectly serviceable WrestleMania as a whole. Yeah,
well, the thing I liked about WrestleMania this year, it wasn't crammed full of matches. Although
I had time to breathe.
Yes, and I am still going to complain about the Battle Royal not being on the pre-show. I mean, they don't even do a women's Battle Royal anymore.
I'm going to complain about there just not being any matches on the damn pre-show. We had a match on the pre-show for fucking Stand and Deliver. You mean to tell me we can't have one for 2 hours of pre-show each night of WrestleMania?
Oh, yeah. Let me put it this way. I didn't start watching the pre-show till maybe about 6:30 because I was like, I'm not listening to you guys talk for an hour and a half. I don't care.
I could not give a fuck less.
No.
The cool part about it was Big E was there, and Big E brought all the energy, as always.
And I love Big E, but I want you got to have something on the pre-show. I don't understand why you don't move the Dre to the pre-show. Who would it hurt, really?
We could have had the Dre on night 1, and then we could have had that 6-pack tag match on the pre-show for night 2. Or you could have had an NXT showcase match on the pre-show of night 2.
Something, or a women's battle royal, like I mentioned.
The women's battle royal, or just anything. Anything.
I don't get the...
They did use 4 hours each night very well.
They did, but we don't need 10 to 15 minute recaps on every single match. We're getting previews before most of the matches. Do we really need to watch the videos twice?
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Aside from the promo package for the main event, night 2, because they didn't show it during the tag team match. But other than that, was this the least stellar promos that WrestleMania has ever put together?
Are you talking like as far as video packages go?
Yeah, as far as video packages, I think the only two that really stood out was, of course, the main event of night 2, and Rhea and Becky's was pretty good.
I mean, Bailey's and Neo's was pretty good too.
Yeah, they could have done more with that though.
Yeah, WrestleMania overall was a good show. Some people are calling it the best one ever. I think I need like a couple months to digest it before I look back and say, "Hey, yeah, that was the greatest WrestleMania ever." It definitely gave off WrestleMania 21 vibes as far as starting a new era.
Yes.
Not the quality of the show, because WrestleMania 21 fell off a cliff after Dawn and Angle.
Dude, would you say it's a little more along the lines of maybe a Mania 30? I know it's 10-year difference, but
I mean, yeah, I feel like the WrestleManias that end in 0 have to have a very satisfying ending. Because you figure 10 Brett won, 20, well, I mean at the time, 30 Brian won, and 40 Cody won.
Yeah, in terms of moments, this may be the best WrestleMania. In terms of like feel good moments, we got Bayley's WrestleMania moment. We got Damian Priest becoming the first Puerto Rican champion in 50 fucking years. Yep. We got Cody finishing his story. We got R-Truth winning a WrestleMania match.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to believe that he hadn't won one. Asuka still hasn't.
The streak continues.
Yeah. He is either 0-5 or 0-6. Let's see. She lost 34. She was in the Battle Royal in 35, if you want to count that. She lost at 36, lost at 37, lost at 39, lost at 40. So, yeah, she's 0-6.
0-6. Thanks, Charlotte.
Yeah. It's hard to believe like how well she was booked up until that point.
So, if we have the chance to rebook this real quick.
Yeah.
Asuka beats Charlotte at WrestleMania. The undefeated streak continues.
Yeah.
Who at that point in time would you actually have Asuka lose to? Or do you have Asuka continue it for like another year or so until an NXT call-up happens?
I think I would have had Charlotte and Asuka beat each other to the point of exhaustion and then have Carmella cash in Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Carmella winning Money in the Bank was the best thing to come out of that because Charlotte didn't need to end Asuka's streak. Like, it's one of those, of course it was.
Of course it happened, Charlotte.
And listen, I hope that Charlotte is booked different under the Triple H regime because the fact that she's, a 14-time champion in 9 years?
It's ridiculous.
It's a little ridiculous.
And it's not like Charlotte's not good in the ring. It's just holy fucking saturation.
Yeah, it's, and that's probably one of the reasons, like, I'm not a massive fan of Charlotte Flair. She's incredibly talented.
Now, but
she's ridiculously athletic.
With Charlotte, the same kind of thing, for me at least, happened for Sasha. Whenever they were literally just trading the belts off and on, I was like, okay. So we're just stat padding really hard right now.
Yeah.
What they swapped the title between each other, 4 or 5 times between TV and pay-per-view?
I think it was 5 or 6.
Jesus.
Because Sasha beat Charlotte in Pittsburgh. Charlotte won it back at SummerSlam. Sasha won it back. Charlotte won it back in Boston. Charlotte won it in Boston.
Oh, Charlotte won it in Boston.
Yeah. And then Sasha won it back in the Falls Count Anywhere match, and then they had the Iron Man match that went to overtime that Charlotte won. So yeah, 6 times.
Again, Greg Cherry, you are one of the best wrestling historians I know. Jesus.
I try. Well, think about who we're talking about, though. It's my favorite women's wrestler of all time, so I'm going to be very aware of her championship history.
Speaking of, she's gonna be at Dynamite tonight, right? Even though she's not announced.
He will likely be at Dynamite.
I mean, we've got that whole thing going on with Mariah May, Thunder Rosa, and Tony Storm. Who knows? Maybe we see Mercedes pop up there.
Possibly. I mean, Mercedes has already basically said that she's challenging for the TBS championship at Double or Nothing.
Oh, okay. For the TBS championship. She's going
for the TBS championship, yeah. So whether it's Julia or Willow that wins at Dynasty, that person goes on to face Mercedes in Vegas.
Okay. She connected with the finisher very well the last couple times she's done it, meaning that she's obviously put in the work to get that move down.
Yeah,
the gory special DDT.
Which is such a tricky move to pull off. Because
especially like 25, 30 minutes into a match when you're already winded.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't she just stick with the bank statement?
Well, she probably could. She just have to rename it.
Yeah, you could easily rename it, especially since she's the CEO now, not the boss anymore.
Yeah. But she probably went with the new finisher just to grow outside of WWE. And a lot of people do that. Like, as soon as they leave WWE, they want to reinvent themselves and get a new finisher. Sometimes they just change the name.
Oh, yeah.
They just change.
I mean, Moxley looked at his finisher and was like, that's a little tame. Let me just drop you on the top of your head from an angle.
Yeah. And then, of course, Jericho had the Judas effect, which is strictly an AEW finisher. Yeah,
AEW. He does it in New Japan. Well, he did it in New Japan, but it's really like his AEW thing.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. This is what happens when we have tech issues and they fluster me. At the top of the show. It's so frustrating, man.
I mean, aside from technical difficulties, your Steelers are making moves still.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Wright just got signed to them? Like, dude, they're making moves.
It's nice that Omar Khan actually cares enough. I don't know what Kevin Colbert was doing for the last several years, but the Steelers are making moves in the offseason, and you love to see it.
Omar Khan wants to fucking win, and not just 50% of his games.
Hey, more than 50%, okay? Haven't had a losing season since 2003. Which is just a ridiculous streak to be on, man. Because every other team in the NFL has had a losing season since 2003, except Pittsburgh.
Oh, guess who's had a lot of losing seasons since 2003?
The Broncos. But you also have a Super Bowl in there, so you can't complain too much.
We got one Super Bowl. We got a couple of playoff appearances before Patrick Mahomes decided to rear his ugly fucking head into the league. We were the owners of the AFC West. Ain't that way no more, partner.
Nah. I'll tell you what, like, somebody's got to put a stop to Mahomes. Like, it's going to be, he might surpass Brady at this rate.
Let's see. He's, been in the league 6 years?
He's been in the league 6 years, and he has 6 AFC championship appearances.
He also has 3 rings already.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, mostly because I just want to see Mahomes get the fuck out of the West. But the Mahomes-Reed regime might be the best dynasty I've ever seen. Because, yeah, Brady and Belichick won, 7 rings together? 6 rings together?
They won 6 rings together. Brady won
Brady has 7. So, yeah. How many years did it take him to get that many? And Brady only played 2 other seasons after leaving New England.
Let's see. He won his first one in 2001.
The last one, I believe, came in 2017 when they beat the Rams?
Yeah, when they beat the Rams. So 16 years took him to win 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah. Mahomes and Reed have half that in almost half the time. And over half the time.
Yeah, so basically if Mahomes and Reed continue their stuff, they may very well surpass.
And my brother asks me, my co-host asks me all the time, when is Kelsey going to leave? Kelsey's not going to leave Mahomes. Kelsey's going to do the Gronkowski role for Mahomes. Until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Kelsey will be a Kansas City Chief. Until the wheels fall off and, tensions don't rise, Mahomes and Reed are going to be Kansas City for, I hate to say it, maybe 20 years, man.
I mean, I don't know how long Andy Reid has as a coach because he has been coaching for how long now? Like, how long was he with Philadelphia?
Fuck, he was with Philly. I believe they moved on from Parcells, wasn't it? It was Parcells to Reid, wasn't it?
I think so because I know Andy Reid coached the Eagles in the first Super Bowl they had against the Patriots.
Yeah, no, I want to say Reid was with them from 03, 04 on until 2000 and when the fuck did Doug Peterson get the job out there? 2015?
This is the nice part about having a computer that works at least for Google searching. He became head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles in 1999.
Holy shit!
Yeah, Andy Reid is 66.
Dude, Reid still has. You have to remember, Wade Phillips is still coaching to this day. Wade Phillips is like 82 years old. I think Reid has it in him to go maybe another 10 years. Maybe. Or 3, if they're going to fucking just run the table for 3 seasons in a row.
I mean, here's the thing. Well, Wade Phillips is only 76, first of all. Not 82.
Josh popped into the chat. Andy Reid is 66. Jedi Temple March intensifies.
And also Wade Phillips is coaching in UFL now. So
Still coaching.
He is still coaching, but he's not in the NFL. He hasn't been a head coach since 2010. Well, I mean 2010.
No, but he still won a Super Bowl with Denver, so
it's true.
And then I believe he went on to go back to Dallas for one more season and then was like, okay, I'm going to retire. And then the XFL popped up, and him, Hines Ward, and a couple others were like, I think I can coach.
Yeah.
Wade Phillips is the only one there that actually has knowledge of coaching a team to success, though.
I would love for Hines Ward to become a wide receivers coach for Pittsburgh. Been saying that for years. Because if anybody knows that position in that city, it's Hines Ward.
I was about to say he was a career Steeler, wasn't he?
He was a career Steeler, yes.
And that's another thing that doesn't get talked about enough. There's a lot of Steeler legacy that goes from day one to gold jacket.
Yeah.
Like Ben Roethlisberger, Polamalu,
yep.
Hines Ward, Jerome Bettis, I believe. Or did he play for the Rams?
No, Jerome Bettis played. He was drafted by the Rams. He played a season or 2 there, and then
I'm pretty sure I remembered him in the Rams colors, so that was wrong there. But Terry Bradshaw, that's another one that played for him his entire career.
Yep, almost James Harrison, but he decided to go to Cincy in New England.
But yeah, no, like even in the last like 2 decades, you see that Steelers have that culture that they just keep players for their whole career.
I feel like TJ Watt's going to be another one.
I genuinely hope so for you, Greg. Not just for you, but that man is Pittsburgh football.
Yes, he is.
Without him, I don't think you guys have a winning season.
I don't think so either. And you know, it's obviously more than just TJ, but he is such an impact player, and you can tell when he's in the game that it makes a difference. And we saw that,
brother, dude.
Yeah, we saw that when he went down and was out for the first half of the one season.
Somehow y'all still pulled that shit back because TJ Watt is an absolute monster.
He is an absolute monster. I don't know how we went from WrestleMania to football, but I'm not complaining. I know the draft is in a couple weeks.
Oh my God. I don't want to think about the draft because, dude, I know the Denver Broncos front office. I know how we draft. I want Michael Penix Jr. We go and grab that fucking white cornerback out of Bama.
We will definitely see what happens. I may very well join you for at least night one just to see.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be sending out links to all the people that I know that watch or follow football. So I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it to Cass because I think the Carolina Panthers don't even have a first-round pick.
Oh, so he won't even care about the first. Unless they trade up. It's
they
one of the things.
Easily trade up. They've got people to trade with.
I doubt they trade Deontay Johnson because they literally just got him.
Oh, yeah. Josh, we'll send you a link as well because I believe the Browns have a decent pick this year. I think you guys, it's not your pick, but you guys got a decent pick from somewhere, I think.
Yeah, we'll dive a little more into the draft.
Oh, Josh said they don't have a first rounder either. Oh, shit, that's right. I think y'all lost him in the trade for Amari Cooper. Steelers, I think you guys have 2, right?
We have at least one. I don't think we traded any of our first-round picks. Power of Google.
And then, yeah, Denver has, I believe, the 12th overall pick. I've heard a lot of rumors that people in the city want Surtain to get traded for draft capital, and I am one of the people out here saying if we trade Surtain, we might as well say fuck the entire next decade. Because Surtain, we did re-sign Simmons. We did re-sign Justin Simmons. I don't know how that fucking happened, but we got the boy back. Oh, Greg, this is going to be a hard season to watch, and it's going to be even worse knowing that Russell Wilson is going to lead the Steelers to a fucking winning season.
What would you do if the Broncos floated Russell Wilson this season and they went to the Super Bowl and won it? Like, would that make you might puke on air if that happened?
Would I puke on air? Maybe. Would I scream? Most definitely. Will I have to buy a terrible towel and root for my boy Russell Wilson to win a goddamn Super Bowl the year after he left Denver? You're goddamn right.
So as of right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers only have 1 pick. They're number 20.
That's still a decent pick in the first round, dude. You could get a fucking speed demon there. And that's
the thing.
Really what you need is a deep threat.
The last time we picked number 20, we picked Kenny Pickett. So
I don't think y'all need 3 quarterbacks.
Well, I mean, we can always grab a quarterback either undrafted or like in the 6th or 7th round or something. But yeah, we have other needs that need addressing.
Man, I still think Chicago fucked the pooch by sending Pittsburgh Justin Fields. Justin Fields learning under Russ. I know Russ says he's not, the mentor type, But you saw what that motherfucker was doing in Denver, dude. That's all he was trying to do was be the mentor. Justin Fields might become one of the most prominent mobile quarterbacks of all time if Pittsburgh develops him perfectly.
I hope so.
Now,
I really hope
if Russell wins a Super Bowl for the Steelers, or if Jerry Jeudy winning a Super Bowl for the Browns, because that would mean Deshaun Watson has a Super Bowl ring, and that would make me actively ill.
that would make me puke on air. If we're being honest, and probably just for the Browns winning a Super Bowl in general would make me.
I'd be happy for the Browns winning a Super Bowl, a team that's never fucking won a Super Bowl. I would be unhappy. I would be unhappy that piece of shit Deshaun Watson got a ring.
Yeah, we don't need that kind of negative energy. I just hope Arthur Smith is not the. I don't want to call him the disaster he was in Atlanta, but I hope the culture of Pittsburgh makes him better than Matt Canada was.
Well, at least it's not Dan Snyder, because you would know the culture is actually damn good. Okay, in all honesty, you guys don't have Matt Canada, but you got Arthur Smith. I have absolutely no idea if that's a downgrade or an upgrade at the offensive coordinator position.
I don't know if it gets worse than Matt Canada, and I hope I don't eat those words come like over.
I mean, the only worst that I could think of than Matt Canada would be Matt Patricia.
Yeah, Matt Patricia's not very good.
This has been a very eventful 30 minutes of the show where we talked WrestleMania and then immediately hopped into our bullshit with football.
Exactly. I really can't wait for football season to start back up again, because that's when I get into it. Like, I feel like now that WrestleMania is over, like, it's kind of a lag to get the football season now, you know?
Our title for last night's show was "There is no off season." That's because, we can kind of follow, we can follow baseball a little bit. Yeah, baseball season doesn't really kick off until this fall starts. And that's when football season kicks back up. So, like you said, Greg, we are in that weird lull period in between.
Yeah. So Josh sent in a $2 super chat through the Streamlabs. Thank you very much, Josh. He says, "Can Cowboy Daddy Matty be your new gimmick now? Because good gosh, boy, do you pull it off effing good."
Oh,
also,
if you ask any of my co-hosts, this makes me racist. So
you kind of look like Indiana Jones.
Bro, I found this for $7.
Yeah. Why would it make you racist?
Oh, so I put this hat on, and the way I say boy, really.
You don't have to continue. I got you.
Exactly. I come from the state of Missouri, if that tells you anything.
Missouri. And he also says, "I have no idea what to expect for the SmackDown after Mania," and I love it. Well, we know Roman won't be there.
Yes.
So there's that. And we do have a chat here also. The thoughts on the impending WWE draft.
Just about to throw that up.
I think Cody goes to SmackDown.
Cody goes to SmackDown. Priest stays on Raw. The entirety of Judgment Day, minus Dominic Mysterio, stay on Raw. Dominic will go to SmackDown, I believe.
That'd be interesting.
Split him from Mommy, see what he can do without Judgment Day.
Yeah.
It's been what, a year and a half that Dom's been with them?
Yeah. Right about. A little more.
So he's already built up the aura as the heat magnet that he is.
Right.
See if he can't continue that on his own. If it doesn't work, you've got plenty of people that you can pair him with and build immense heat. Logan Paul.
True. Josh is asking who gets drafted down to NXT. I don't know because they kind of implied it was just a Raw and SmackDown draft.
But
So
I feel like the
figured,
free agents have free reign to go to NXT.
yeah, that's what I would do because it worked wonders for Baron Corbin.
So I feel like the question would be who doesn't get drafted?
Who is really in need? See, now I have to like look at the roster and stuff.
Cedric Alexander.
Yeah, I mean Cedric's not doing
What is that? What is that? Cedric and Ashante? That's a good tag team to throw down in NXT with these hyper athletic tag teams that they have right now. Oh, they said flat out on Raw. They said flat out on Raw and NXT that NXT will be involved in the draft. So NXT is drafting people?
I don't know if that means NXT's drafting people or if that means that NXT superstars are available to draft. I know that last part is definitely happening.
I mean, we know Braun Breaker's going up. Baron Corbin, after the work that he put down there, deserves another shot on the main roster. I think he deserves another shot mid-card and then see if you can't build him up to what he deserves.
I want to see a Corbin babyface run. That is what I want.
Yes, it is. Ava said there are people she has her eyes on during Raw.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but in the past, NXT has not been involved in the draft.
No.
If it's a draft similar to the ones they did in the mid 2000s, where like people were just randomly chosen or they had matches to determine whoever. I like those draft nights. The ones that they do now are kind of pointless because you're drafting people who are already there. It's weird to me.
So with the NXT group, if they're going to be drafting people back down, you want to know a tag team I want to see because they'll get more use out of it on NXT. I want Alba Fire and I want Isla Dawn on NXT.
Well,
those girls need more time on TV.
Yeah, but you figure they just got called up from NXT last year.
Yeah, but they haven't done a damn thing with them.
Well, now that Asuka and Kyrie aren't busy, then perhaps. I think that they should. I don't even know who you would send down, honestly, to NXT.
What makes no sense is Raw getting more picks in the draft just because they are 3 hours. I liked the way that, as Greg said, back in the day, you had matches to see, are they going to Raw, are they going to SmackDown, and then you'd have the random generation.
Yeah.
I liked that, but if Netflix is going to keep Raw 3 hours, which I really hope they don't, I really hope Netflix decides to go back to maybe 2.5 hours.
The thing with Netflix, though, is since it's kind of its own deal, that you don't have to worry about the time constraints. You know what I mean?
No,
you can probably book a 2.5 hour Raw and call it good.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what they do because if you think about it, most of the content on your Netflixes, your Hulus, and stuff like that, they're either 30-minute TV shows or they're 1:30 to 2 hour movies. It's not 3 to 4 hour extravaganzas unless you're absolutely searching for the extended cut of The Dark Knight Rises or something like that.
So I came up with a name, and I'll give you my reasoning for why they're going to go to NXT. Maxine Dupree.
Yes. And while you're at
feel
it,
like-
I hate to say it, send Ivy Nile back down there, but it's because Ivy Nile should have won the women's world title down there.
Maybe. But the reason I say Maxine is I feel like this coming Monday, Gable is going to turn heel.
After what we saw this Monday, yeah.
I feel like Gable's going to become this vicious, like obsessed with winning singles gold heel. And the
Well,
Alpha
not only that, he could easily go up to Sammy and go, without me, you don't have that. Give me a shot, and we'll see from there. May the best man win. And Sami Zayn is going to have the honor to go, okay.
So, like, Sammy will probably beat Gable. And then, since it's in Montreal, the heel turn will be more effective there because Gable will beat down the hometown boy.
I didn't even think that it was in Montreal. That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Josh thinks Gable's going to win the title. I can't imagine that you're going to have Sammy beat Gunther and then lose in his first defense.
If you go back and forth with it, I can see it. A battle of one-upsmanship.
Unless Gable straight up cheats to win the title.
Oh, I can see him doing it, though. Whether it be holding the tights or feet up on the ropes. What about a Montreal screw job? Would Gable really have the referee on his side like that, though?
They've done the Montreal screw job bit to death. We don't need to rehash something from 97.
They already scheduled on an Intercontinental title match for next Monday's Raw in Montreal. I say Sammy turns heel. No. You don't turn Sammy heel, especially after what he just had to go through.
You don't turn Sammy heel in his own hometown because it wouldn't work.
You're not gonna, unless he turns on someone like Kevin.
If you were to turn on Owens, that would be one thing, but like
that's the only way I can see Montreal booing Sammy or KO for that matter. Because every time they're in Montreal or anywhere in Canada, Kevin is the biggest damn babyface because he'll just go off and speak a promo in French to piss off who's ever in the ring and then say, yeah, these idiots understand that.
Yeah. So no, Sammy's not turning heel, especially after everything. It's either a Gable heel turn or...
Okay, Josh, I'm 100% with you there. I am very salty that Gable wasn't the one to beat Gunther. But I digress. The moment at WrestleMania with Sammy beating Gunther, amazing.
Who else could go down? I think Mishin should go down to NXT.
If we're going to do Michin, we might as well throw the Good Brothers down there as well.
I mean, they're kind of already down there.
I only saw that they had one match down there. Did they do anything else?
I don't know, but I thought they were going to challenge freaking the Wolf Dogs, and then Wolf Dogs lost the title.
Which, by the way, congratulations, Nathan Frazier and Axiom. It wasn't the best match, but good on them because we know Braun's going up to the main roster. Maybe Corbin comes back up with him.
I'm hoping Corbin comes back. I mean, you got to get Corbin on the Backlash card. It's in France, and he's like a folk hero over there.
Is he? Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that.
Yep.
The one night where Baron Corbin was Superface.
Yep. I don't even know who you send back down to NXT.
Well, again, Cedric, Ashante. They're doing stuff with Humberto and Angel finally. You said Maxine. I said throw Ivy Nile down there with her. I'm going to give you a weird one. And it's somebody that's a lot more, used and prominent. Have them drop the titles real quick. Have Miz go down to NXT.
Miz and Truth to NXT or just Miz?
You could do Miz and Truth. I just don't want Truth there anytime soon because that's where he got horribly hurt. But Miz and NXT with the crop of talent that they have down there could be interesting. Like, I don't know. You could pair him with, specifically in what's going on right now, the Trick Mello rivalry. Because Miz could literally put seeds in both guys' heads from both perspectives.
I think somebody I would like to have come up from NXT, JC Jane.
JC Jane deserves the call up. Ilya, of course. Roxanne got the title.
But that didn't stop him from drafting Indy.
No, very valid point. Very valid point. But that also basically signaled the end of the run of her reign. But Indy also won the title literally just weeks before. I don't know, man.
You bring Dijak up?
I bring Dijak up just because that man is invaluable to any fucking wrestling roster on the planet. I bring Dijak up. Who else on the main roster could serve well down in NXT to help people?
You send Cameron Grimes back down.
You could, because they're doing absolutely fuck all with him.
Yeah.
Alf, I was thinking that, Emmanuel. I was thinking Alpha Academy,
Well, I said
the Alpha Academy that you send down would be, Otis, Tozawa, and Maxine. Because Gable is going to win the IC title.
At some point.
He also says Final Testament. Only people from Final Testament I want to see down there is AOP.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. While Rowe is coming back from injury, have Ivar do something down there.
How long has he been out? It's been...
Well, I believe Ray Rowe tore his ACL, so... And I call him Raymond Rowe because I refuse to call him... The hell do they call him? Eric?
Eric. Okay, so he had neck fusion surgery in September.
Oh my God, yeah.
So he's probably still going to be out for a while.
If, he ever comes back, neck fusion is totally something that... the LWO tag team duo, you can send Joaquin and you can send Raul down again. And that's something I also want to talk about. I feel like that tag team match between Andrade and Rey versus Santos and Dominic, that should have been Escobar and Dominic's match to win.
I really thought it was going to be.
I don't see what benefit it does, especially if the storyline's going to be Carlito was the reason Dragon Lee was out of the match.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't make sense at all.
If Carlito turns heel, I hope it's so he can get his whole team.
Hey, dude, as long as Carlito just keeps going out there and saying Santos Escobar, I am perfectly fine with it.
I don't like his new theme because it just sounds like
It's
something that you would hear in like
a
Carlito's theme sounds like something you'd hear in a souvenir gift shop, and I hate it.
Sorry, we just got some actual good news. I don't owe the IRS for the first time in fucking 3 years.
Let's go.
Yeah. Fuck you, IRS. Erwin R. Shyster.
I was going to say, he just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That was also, we got 8 minutes left. That was a beautiful moment where he's like, I wish that my son could be here. He would love to see his dad get inducted in the Hall of Fame. And him leading a Firefly, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Heyman's induction was also good, but Greg, your favorite moment from the entire WrestleMania weekend? Go.
I mean, it's hard to pass up Cody finishing his story. That was awesome. And like the last 10 minutes of that match.
I was about to say, would you go the last 10 minutes of that match as the best moment?
Yeah, because it was, I don't want to say it's everything I hoped for because I still wanted Austin to come out. Taker coming out was fine. It was a big surprise. But like I just wanted to see Austin stun The Rock one more time.
Just to see Rock sell it one more time.
Exactly. That's all I wanted. And if Rock does another match next year, maybe we'll get it then. But yeah, that entire sequence leading to Cody winning and Roman hitting Seth with the chair instead of Cody, which ultimately caused his downfall.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Fucking masterpiece, that bit. The Shield music hitting, Seth getting into the ring, and Roman making a beeline to take Seth out above everything else.
Yeah. Did you think Mox was coming out?
Absolutely not. But everybody most of the people in my Crew Day Raw Ball watch along, my brother even, who was in the house, was like, "Who is this? Is it Mox?" And I was like, "No, it's not gonna be Mox."
There was that like seed of doubt. It was like I know it was
the delay.
Yeah, it's like I know it's just Seth, but like, can you imagine if that's how we found out WWE and AEW were working together?
Even Josh was like, "I won." Is that million? No, 100,000% thought that for the first 10 seconds that Mox was gonna help with Seth. Look, of any AEW talent that I expected to come and help, it was gonna be Dustin. I was expecting Dustin.
There was a part of me that kind of hoped for MJF too.
I mean, did you get a chance to watch Pat McAfee during WrestleMania weekend?
Only for the article I wrote for Wrestling Inc.
So McAfee had Cody Rhodes on there, and like 2 or 3 times while they had Cody out there, the audience would chant MJF, MJF, and McAfee would refer to it as that 3 initial name that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Cody outright said MJF, outright talked about him and what he means to him in the business. As I told my co-host, MJF will probably be in WWE within the next 5 years. Until then, enjoy his run in AEW because it has to be a completely different product in order to bring MJF into WWE.
Which I think once they go to Netflix, and the fact that they've been dropping F-bombs on Monday Night Raw.
Not they! Dwayne.
Yeah, it is pretty much for Raw.
It is 150% solely on the man named the Boulder.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe that's the start towards an edgier. The thing is, we've been talking about a quote unquote edgier product for years,
Oh my God,
and
years.
it seems like it never happened. But like the stuff with the Rock and the blood with Cody, that was like the closest it seemed.
And the post show stuff, like the stuff that we got to see after the fact, like we got to be headed towards something different, right?
I hope so. I feel like Meltzer said, and take that with an entire container full of salt, that it's going to be Rock Cody at WrestleMania 41. We don't know that. It's what, 3 days after WrestleMania. We don't know what next year's. It's not like WrestleMania 28, where we knew what the WrestleMania main event was going to be a year in advance.
Oh yeah.
And then we kind of figured out what 29's was pretty early.
Like, I feel like we knew it was going to be Cena Rock the moment that Rocky debuted a new belt.
Yeah.
But do we see a new belt with Cody? Cody says he doesn't like that strap.
I would love to see it. Whether it happens or not remains to be seen. But real quick, I did want to bring up next Thursday, Luck of the Draw is happening. Looking so far to be a 6-pack challenge.
I'm looking forward to covering myself in maple syrup for the watching audience.
I mean, you're already accepting defeat because the last 2 games have not gone well.
Oh, bro, it's not gone well, but at least you've got some good clips out of it.
That's fair. I mean, the clip of Daisy alone from the first game has over 1,000 views. So,
and like 50-something bookmarks, you sick freaks.
pretty much. I feel bad, and I know this might send us a little overtime, guys. If you're on Twitter and you're watching this, respect women, okay? Don't be freaking weird. Just don't do it. 'Cause there's this one account I follow that people bookmark her stuff all the time. It's like, guys, stop it. Just stop it.
Legit, would you like it if your mother, your sister, hell, even some of you, your daughters, would you like it if some random freaks were just bookmarking their stuff and saying out-of-pocket shit?
Yeah,
because they're behind a computer.
They're saying out of pocket while their hands in their pocket, if you know what I mean.
Not 9 out of 10, y'all ain't gonna be okay with that. And that 1 out of 10, y'all can go to hell.
Yeah. And that's an important note, and I think we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah. I could go for hours on that topic, but...
Well, maybe that's going to be next week's show, another Respect Women show.
Hey, I'm all down for it, man.
And then the day after, we dump maple syrup on a couple of them.
Exactly.
It's all fun and games. But until next week, Maddie, thank you very much. We are another week closer to the draft. And then
NFL and WWE.
That's very true. And then, of course, next week, next Thursday at 6 o'clock Eastern, Luck of the Draw returns. It's going to be a fun week next week, especially after the WrestleMania cool down. So until then, we thank you for watching. Don't be a jag, and we will see you next week here on the Great Chair Show. Have a good night.
What tape will they show tonight?
Done.